Hi guys, Dorota International nail artist and educator here. And since the Easter is just round the corner, I have prepared like really beautiful Easter nail art for you. Have a preview of it in here. Very delicate. I love this pastel color combination and I hope you really enjoy learning this technique. So let's start. Pretty simple, like a flower and Easter eggs wreath. I thought like it would be quite nice to combine those two together. And we are gonna use a tiny bit of the gold leaf as well. So I'm using the black foil gel because it actually takes the gold leaf pretty nice. And what you want to do it is just paint like a tiny bit of a rounded shape. You don't have to be precise, like you can just place it here and there. You could also make it like a double one. So in some places we are going to have a clear line, and some places almost like a spider gel effect. And then let's do another line in here and another one in there. Okay, happy with this one, so let's cure it. And you want to cure it for 60 seconds. Clean that one. Exercise my brush a little bit because we had some break from recording and the brushes are sometimes getting quite stiff if they are not used. So I always like to exercise it first. Then go all the way around it. And then cure this one. I think we'll do it 3. And maybe let's do it only on the top and on the opposite side. Slightly thicker. Okay, so I got my gold leaf in here. And when my tips are curing, I will start preparing also lots of different colors. So we've got Squeeze the Orange, 239. Trying to grab some nice spring colors here. Turquoise, 202. First tip is ready. So we are just gonna grab a tiny bit of those gold leaf. And basically you want to just place it on your tip. There we are. And then once it attached, you can start to remove it. So with the soft brush, the gold leaf is going to attach really nicely to those black lines which we have painted with the gel. And I love it how it looks because it's so much different to the chrome. I think it's like more gold looking than the chrome or any other stuff. And you can do it really precise designs with it. I find it actually the softer brush tends to almost brush over it. And gives a really nice results. Okay, this one is almost done. Just gonna pick up another one. I find it also like for a very precise designs, the silicone tool is not too bad. Probably some makeup brushes would be amazing for it as well and would give a really nice results too. And what is amazing about it is, like, I mean, the gold leaf is usually quite bended, but once we brush it over the black gel, it becomes so nice and smooth. And another piece. So I'm kind of touching it, pressing down a little bit, and then brushing it. As you can see, it gives really beautiful gold results. Okay, so first of all, brush it on it, and then once you've got it everywhere, you can start kind of almost like peeling off those gold. I feel it gives slightly different results than the transfer foil and slightly different results than chromes. So that's why I quite like it, this look as well. You can see it, I can lift it off, and then in the places where it got pretty stuck, I can use the silicone tool, because I already brushed it in the gold and just cleaned it off like this. I have tried the dust brush, but I feel like the dust brush is a little bit too rough. And then clean that one. Okay, happy with those three, so just remove the particles and then let's start painting our eggs. I would suggest you start painting with the eggs because they are bigger and you want them to stand out a little bit, and then we can fill up the things with the flowers. So we are gonna grab our dotting tool and some yellow color, and I've got here 198, and the first egg is gonna be in this yellow color, really nice and beautiful. So again, get my brush to exercise a little bit and clean it. This has been actually 10 days when I didn't use my brushes, and they are a little bit stiffer. Now the eggs we want to be thinner on the top and then a little bit more bulkier on the bottom. That's one is cute, and then let's do it one in pink. Again, smaller on the top and then bigger on the bottom. And I think we're definitely missing a blue. So spiky blue, 237. And I'm using watercolor brush for it because it is much faster to paint with the watercolor brush. Okay, we've got our first 3 eggs and I'm gonna cure it. Then on this one we can go with the Easter eggs in maybe a purple color, why not? So I'm really a fan of the Purple Rain 242 because it gives you a perfect shade once you add a drop of the white to it. So quite often I would mix it, this one, with a drop of the white. We are also gonna need white for other things as well. So I'm picking up a few scoops of white and then also mixing it with my purple. And depending like what shape of the purple I want, I will add more white or less white. I think this one is quite nice. Oh, well, let's maybe do a marble egg. See, this is how the ideas are born as well. So I would kind of plain paint and then I see it like it looks quite nice with this color combination. So I'm just gonna do a marble egg. So here we are gonna do purple marble eggs. I'm picking up a bit of white and a bit of purple. And then we are gonna paint a first egg. And look what is happening. Because I didn't mix my paint well on the brush, I can get a nice marble egg. So here we will only do those marble eggs. You can even like give it a little swirl to it or something. And we've got 3 marble eggs. Patrick, what color do you want on this one?
Of the eggs.
Of the eggs, yeah. Decisions.
Turquoise.
Turquoise? No problem, we get a turquoise ones. I've got nice turquoise in here. Okay, so clean my brush again. And we are gonna paint the turquoise ones. Okay, and I don't like even numbers on my designs. Just gonna paint another one here. Perfect. Cook them. Okay, flower time. So I'm just gonna grab the one-stroke brush, but we are not gonna use a one-stroke technique. I like to use the acrylic paints for one stroke, but I also find that actually doing that way I get some sort of nicer flowers. So let's pick up and do some purple one in here. So I'm picking up white and then dark purple. For painting with the gel polishes, I always would use the French gel and then like the darkest possible color, just so when we paint later on they kind of blend-ish. And I want to paint like a larger flower in here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just touching with the brush. And I'm not too bothered about the shape of those petals, like as long as I've got something, if that makes sense. So I'm not trying to be precise or anything. I'm just kind of painting a flower-ish shape. Like, even if it's not perfect, it is a really nice background later on for the design. So just a touch of the brushes, and each time you will create a different shape. Again, warm up my brushes and clean them well. Let's do one more in this colors. Okay, and cure it. Same, since I've got purple in here, I think yellow would be just fantastic. And to make my life easier, I'm just gonna take straight away some yellow gel. Let's do it more. So lower side of the brush, I get this yellow. Higher point of my brush, I get the white. And now we are just painting those yellow flowers. Again, just a touches of the brush, really. Something on the bottom and here. And as with everything, like it is always a kind of thing like trust the process, because when we're starting, things don't look as pretty until they are finished. And one more on the top and here. Brilliant, let's cook it. And then go back to that one. No, let's do something here. So we've got turquoise, and the color which want to goes in here is pink. So again, like, because I can see it, my colors on here, I can decide like what color would look best with it. So we are gonna go for pink. The gel has a different consistency to the paint, so you have to kind of almost work it through it, like to be able to leave it more of the gel polishes. Definitely harder to paint with the gel polishes. Okay, perfect. Swap the brush to the watercolor again. And I've got some turquoise, which is actually awesome. I'm gonna mix it with a drop of yellow. And then at the same time, we can also mix it with the blue as well. So we've got different shades of the green color. And now I can start adding some sort of leaves. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just touching with the brush to add some green splashes here and there. And because I mixed the paint is quite nice and interesting because it has different shades of green in it. And I like to play with those kind of different shades. So not clean colors, but lots of different colors going on in here. That's plenty. That's again plenty. So you kind of build up your design as you go. And for the clients, I would do it at like on maybe 2 fingers, and you could easily combine it with some spring ombre or those kind of Easter egg design when they are black dots over some ombre or just like a nice pastel color. Now here I've got some marble going on. So I am actually gonna leave those eggs the way they are, just highlight some parts of it, like to separate them almost so they are standing out more. And then add some in here. And then leave them alone. Grab the dotting tool and we are gonna place a couple of those yellow dots in there so we can add more flowers. So basically, wherever you've got the empty space, you want to put a couple of those yellow dots. Okay, on this one, we are gonna do yellow dots. And inside the eggs, I'm just gonna use some yellow color, but mix with white, so it stands out a little bit more. So I'm just bringing in white and yellow. And then let's paint some sort of pattern inside the eggs. They are tiny wee eggs, so the pattern needs to be tiny too. And then couple of the dots. Okay, we've got the first egg. And then on that one we can go maybe swirly. No, not swirly, don't do swirly. Let's do flowers. Like, no. Yes, flowers. Let's do flowers. So I've got yellow dots. And I'm not going to paint those flowers yet. And then I actually quite like those yellow dots. So here I'm just going to keep it simple with the dots. Let's cook it. And then grab the third one. Oh, I love those ones. They are so nice and pastel-y. So I don't want to put too much over it. Just gonna grab a tiny bit of white. Again, and we are gonna use the white and yellow on that one. And do some stripes. on the blue one, we are gonna go with the dots, but again, I need to add a drop of this white. And then on the top one, we've got the pink, so pink and white. And we are gonna go maybe for a crosses. It's like painting in a school, preschool actually. Okay, let's cook it. Flowers. So now I'm swapping for a dotting tool, but you could also use the watercolor brush as well. That would be pretty nice. And for the colors, I feel like purple is gonna be the nicest choice. So I'm just bringing in a more purple to my white. Don't mix it too clean. And then start adding those little flowers here. Very simple one made out of the dots. And you can see it, some of them go over the previous ones. Some can go over the egg or over the leaves. I think it's such a fun design to play with. Okay, straight away I'm gonna put some yellow dots inside those flowers. Or actually black and yellow. And this is better. It stands out more. And by touching a couple of times, we create more nicer middle. Brilliant, let's cook it. Okay, we didn't add dots in here. So let's do the middles of the flowers. And here I'm gonna use like so many different colors, just because we've got so many different colors of the eggs. Too much product. So quite a lot of dots. Like lots of little dots. Black and yellow. Also white on its own would go quite nice too. And I'm touching a couple of times just so it's not too clean middle. And with the purple one and the yellow flowers, we could go for the orange. So everywhere where I've got dots, or even I don't have a dots, I'm just placing a tiny bit of orange flowers. And they are more on the top. Couple random dots, let's cook it. And this one is finished. I don't want to overdo it really, so I'm just applying the top coat. To be honest, it will look amazing if you do just like plain nails, like with the gel, and just paint it something like this, or just on the side of the nail. I think that would look fantastic too, if I would do it on the client. And it's not over the top, because it's still quite delicate design. Okay, check how the top coat reflects on it to make sure it's nice and even. What we've got in here. Here I feel like I'm missing something, and I love this one so much, so we are gonna add more flowers. I know what I'm missing, purple probably. Okay, so here I'm gonna go for a black middles. And then all sort of different colors flowers. So let's do some pink. No, I can't place pink in there, so we've got pink done. Then blue. I'm missing a dot inside here, but a pink, the blue flower was screaming to me. So let's cook it so I don't destroy it. And then here I definitely need some purple. It's just to break it down, or a little bit of pink. Let me check it. Let's do pink. Let's do pink. You can't go wrong with pink. Okay, so different ones. We are gonna place those yellow one, if I find something on my mixing palette, or yellow whitish. Here, here, 1, 2, and let's do it there. Freeze it. Okay, we did this one, so we're missing, what color I want in here. Can't place an orange. Let's do it purple one. And that's enough for this one. I really love it. It's so nice, pretty and delicate. She says, let's leave it. Just a couple leaves. So the eggs are not flying. They are attached to the wreath. And the idea was born, guys, I was doing actually some decoration, some flowers and a branch, like Patrick painted branch for me in white color, and I was attaching those little eggs and flowers. And I thought that's what actually looked pretty cool on the nails as well. So that's why I did it. Okay, I wanted pink, but I'm gonna also use some purple. Yes, I love it so much now with the pink. Now for the balance, because my design started going all over the places and you cannot leave it that way, I need to fill up that space here. So we are giving a nice flower in there. Yellow. And some green. Brilliant, that is plenty for this one. Let's cook it. That one is, this one is my favorite one because it has all the colors on it. I love this one so much. So yeah, definitely the eggs in all sorts of different colors looks the nicest, rather than keeping them in a one color. So that's why I'm gonna be the most fussy with my top coat on this one. And what is happening, the top coat is making like wee holes. And basically what I must have done is I probably touched my tip with my hands and I had some cuticle oil applied in. And you can see what is happening here. Yeah, there we are. Can you see this wee hole? Oh my, it's terrible. So I'm gonna actually leave it and I'm gonna talk about it. I love when the things happen on the videos because it is okay, like when the things happen, and they always happen. But we need to know the reason why they happen and how to fix it. So you can see it is really bad. And when you put it on, sometimes you would cure it, like it will look perfect and even, you cure it and then you take it out and it looks like this. So the reason for it is you must have touched it, or even a client sometimes could scratch their face or something and touch the nails, and then that's what you get when they are oily. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a tiny bit of the blue scrap and I'm gently just dehydrating that to remove this oil and reapply my top coat again. I couldn't go over the foil because I would probably remove it, but I did go into the middle part where it was wrinkling the most, and now you can see it. That's probably solved the issue. If it wouldn't, what you will have to do it is, unfortunately, you will have to cure it, the very patchy top coat, bath it gently, and then dehydrate it again. Once the nails are finished, it isn't too much matter with the retention, as long as your main base of the product is not oily. Now, to be clever straight away, I'm gonna clean those empty spaces and some other spaces with the blue scrub a little bit, just to remove any oils, because obviously I was pressing like this with my hands. So I hope this was pretty helpful. And look what is also happening with those flowers, like they had some jaggy edges, and like maybe the gel polish was looking a bit uneven. Once we put the top coat, things really nicely smooths out. And here we are, let's cook it. Also, I think, yeah, so the top wasn't dehydrated, I can see it's wrinkling. Maybe I will manage to cure it without of trouble. I had someone asking, I can't remember who it was, I do apologize, actually, where I get my inspiration from, how the process is created, and things like how do I plan the design. So I thought it would be nice to do maybe a live video where I could keep telling you where I get my inspiration from and how I plan the designs, but I try to show you that in here, so like I kind of keep adding on until I am satisfied, if that makes sense. But if you want, guys, we could do a live video where we could chat all together about how to design the nails and how to get inspired. For the thumbnail picture, I will probably touch up the top coat, but now I don't want to waste your time. So this is what we have created. They actually look awesome all together, and I think, again, relating to the inspiration, gosh, I talk so much because I miss recording, guys, like I really miss recording. Now I can see another design. So basically, I quite often would do one thing and then another idea is born. So another idea would be born in here. Let me just grab some clean dotting tool, clean it. You can see we've got two awesome eggs, and they almost look like a bunny ears. So we could also paint like some nice flower design with the bunny ears, or like even a wee bow or something. You can see that here as well. It has a similar shape, so two bunny ears with some flowers. And that's what I could record it probably for a next design, and then I do that one and something else will be born in my head. So yeah, that's kind of how I create the things. Anyway, I hope you have really enjoyed it. If you did, hit the share button pretty please, because yeah, we want others to see it as well. And we both sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video, because we really miss recording after a wee holiday. We miss you guys so much. Bye.